Hello everyone and welcome to a new series I'm starting with. It's Parkitect, like you can see in the thumbnail and the title, but that doesn't really matter. I'm going to introduce it. Yes, I'm going to play Parkitect, and this is the first time I actually really played Parkitect, so I don't really know how to play it or what the things are, what you can do in the game, etc. This is just the third time I put this up. So that's not probably that smart to make a let's play out of it, but I guess it will work out. I think that all those years in Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 and 2 and 1, that it will help, and it's just a better version of Rollercoaster Tycoon 1 or more modern version. Okay, I have a speaking disability. I just think of, yes, that's really bad. So yes, Parkitect, good game, I guess. I did have some negative things of it, but they are insignificant, and the game is in early access, so I don't really mind them, but they are a bit irritating for me. So this is actually the first building I ever made in Parkitect, so it's okay, I guess. It's not good, but I just miss a lot of custom scenery or whatever else, and it just isn't in the game, which is yeah, you can't do anything about it because it's such a small game, and all those modders, not all those modders, now a couple of people are modding scenery in the game, and I guess that I should make scenery myself, but I really need to know how, and there's a documentation, but I really need to look at it and just try to make stuff in it. To explain how I made all those jump cuts because I needed to search something or it's another day. I actually made this episode in multiple days, so yes, the footage is of multiple days, not one session of 2 hours, which I normally do. But I didn't really have the time to do that, so I guess that I just took 30 minutes for it. And yeah, that's just the thing I did, and that is not really that good. You can better make 1 2 hour session because of the compression and time lapsing, because I needed to time lapse everything apart, and yes, that's a bit irritating, and the video will be longer because of that, and that is just not good. So one of those insignificant points I wanted to make, which I dislike about this game, is that if you enter a color code into color or something, then if there's a space behind it, then it will become black, which I kinda don't know why you would do that. I guess that the game should know itself that it's just an empty space behind the code, and it would just take the code in instead of going black, which is kind of weird. Maybe that is a bug, but I just wanted to point that out. Also, I want more height. The buildings, no, I mean the walls or something like that. Some of them you can place on a quarter of the scale or something like that, and some you can only do on walls like 4 and 5 and 6, and some like on 4.25. So that's weird. I don't know. I think that you should decide for yourself if you are going to make it half or a quarter of the height. And it's just a bit annoying to make buildings, and that's actually my only complaint. Also, for coaster building, that's a bit annoying because you sometimes can't really straighten it up or go on the same height as the station is because of those quarter heights, or that's really irritating for me, but maybe that's just a design choice, and I'm just a bit stupid probably. But yeah, for buildings it's pretty annoying. Also, the grids, I don't see any diagonals in the game, and I guess they could introduce it themselves. So if you have a scenery piece that you can turn it around more, like you can put it diagonal, and then straight, and then diagonal, and then straight, or something like an option in the game that you can rotate it by yourself on a free base in place of the grid. But that's probably also a design choice and maybe a bit annoying to implement in the game, but I would like that as a feature. And diagonal buildings and scenery so that you can spice it up and just it doesn't look that straight. Also, all of these things can be planned in the future. I didn't really look at the devlog or anything else, so that's maybe a little problem of mine, but yes, I'm just pointing these things out that I have found out while playing the game. Also, I wanted to make a comment on those colors and that you can't save them or anything, and that you need to save them yourself in a notepad or something. But the devs just released a little video or log, I think, I don't even know anymore, that they announced that they have a feature for that. And that's good because it's a bit difficult to save all those colors that you want to have, and that's a bit annoying to tap out of the game and save them and then copy another, and the workflow is a bit disturbed of that. I had some problems with the Ferris wheel to make a little path around it, and I guess then that I'm just really stupid because of that, because I couldn't get it symmetrical on both sides, which is annoying because it doesn't look good. It doesn't look as good. It doesn't look as good if you haven't had those parts. And maybe I should have made the entrance and exit on in one way behind the Ferris wheel. And now thinking about that, that is a better idea. Maybe I'm going to implement that in the next episode or after that, because that's a better idea, and then you haven't ruined the whole Ferris wheel, the whole front of the Ferris wheel, which is kind of annoying because otherwise it looks pretty meh. But no, it looks pretty good, I guess. And I only missed some flowers, some detailed flowers. Now, not in how do you call it? Implants. I don't want them in plants. I want them so that I can place them myself and make my own little gardens. And yes, but I guess it won't be implemented as well by the modders or anyone else or the devs themselves, because flowers are really important in a park to make things good, and flowers and foliage and that sort of things are really good at hiding your imperfections in buildings and your whole incapableness of building a good looking park without flowers. But I would say that without flowers or foliage, that a park will look bad, because all those, it just makes it better. I don't know why. It just looks good. The flower itself looks good, the foliage itself looks good, and if you have it, then it just looks prettier, in my opinion. With this park, I'm also going to make it a bit more realistic because of this game, because you have those employee parts, which only what it says employees can walk on. So I'm kind of thinking about making back stages of the park and that sort of things. So that I need to close these facades down because of that, because else you will see them. Normally I wouldn't close them down and just let it be like that. That's what I do in Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 actually. I never place backgrounds for the park or what else, because I never got so far with the park. Yeah, that's probably the thing, because I never come so far with the park. I don't really need to place a background for the park, because I will never come to that section of the park again and nothing will go behind it. So I kinda will say that I never have to do that. In this game I want to do that because it looks more realistic, and I'm going to make backstages for the park, which are already set before. I just saw that I needed to close this down as well, because I can't really place foliage or any building because of the little space it has, and foliage in this game doesn't really cover a lot of stuff. I guess you can let it cover stuff, and maybe I'm a bit stupid as well, but I don't really think that was the choice to make. So I just finished this building and added a little more details for it, and I think that it looks pretty good. I had a good start for it, I guess. And I see that I'm running out of time, so I will see you all later, guys. Bye.